Bust out my director's chair real quick. No. Ow, I caught on my necklace. Come on, do the thing. Ugh. Why isn't this working? Hold on. Alright, let's see how this works. Yes! Hello, everybody! It feels good to be back. Actually, let me adjust this. Looks weird. Alright, there we are. Hello, everybody! Welcome back to Angelic Rebels. Welcome back. It has been too long, and I do apologize for my disappearance on my channel. I've been busy with a lot of things that I'm actually about to talk about here in this video, but I haven't really had time to sit down and make a YouTube video, and the past videos that I've made have come and gone depending on either how well they perform or just I don't know, just like if I like them or not. Sometimes I'll take them down if I don't think that they're right for my channel. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. I'm already talking too much, and I hate when people do this in their intros, but I just wanted to say that I am back, and let's get right into this video. So in today's video, I will be discussing my experience with being a model. Now, I know you may not think I'm a model, but I guarantee you I am signed to a legitimate agency, believe it or not. And I'm just basically here to give you my little insight on things that I've noticed, especially being on Instagram. Instagram it has its perks, but it also has its negative insights. So like, I've actually created notes here that I'll go over. So right off the bat, scams. When you join the agency, when you join any agency, you have to look out for scams, because when you're going out and you're looking for different agencies, depending on what's right for you, you have to make sure that, especially when you start your Instagram, you'll get a bunch of these notifications, and these are fake. Basically, being a brand ambassador is one huge scam, unless of course they ask you to model their clothes for free. What they're basically saying is, oh yeah, our clothes are free, just pay shipping. Why am I paying you to model your clothes? So I'm paying you and you're getting free advertisement? Think it through, people. It's not a good idea, and it's a scam. And who knows what the quality of the clothes is either. I've gotten stuff from all over that's just like, I know when I first started this, and there were brand ambassadors being like, hey, so, you know, DM me, girl, and this and that, like in my Instagram comments, and I'll click on it and I'll DM them, and they'll send me this big paragraph, and I'm like, I know that all of this is fake, because it's literally set up like one of those like pyramid schemes. It's like, hey girl, I'm accepting 5 people to be a part of my pyramid scheme, or I mean MLM. But yeah, just don't fall for it. It's not worth your time, quite frankly, and they're preying on people who don't know that, and I don't appreciate that whatsoever. So yeah, whenever you see those little brand ambassador people in your comments, just skip right over that. That is fake news, as people say. Oh, this is one that gets my blood boiling. So, a lot of people on social media will try to sign you as their mother agency. Look out for mother agencies. Be cautious of mother agencies, because what they usually will have you do, not all the time now, I will say this is not for everybody, and I will not put names out there for legal reasons. So I have fallen under the trap. I have personally fallen under the trap of acting schools that aren't actually acting schools. So let me explain myself. So there's this agency on Instagram, and I know a lot of my friends who are watching this right now also have fallen under this trap and are probably catching on to this specific thing, and they will charge you to get $1 million headshots by this one particular person who, it's like, I already had like really good headshots, and I didn't need to go there and get more headshots, and my headshots were great. Like, I got them done professionally, they were very well done, I did my research onto what you need to, you know, what headshots, like what you need for headshots, and that I can also go into detail with. You need a theatrical headshot and you need a commercial headshot. Your theatrical headshot is your straight face. It's like your serious or anger. It's your emotional face. Your commercial shot is your stereotypical smiling picture. So, already having that, this particular agent had me go to another state to get his particular headshots because that was agency standard. Which just so happened that it's all within the family, and all the money goes to the same person, and that's why I had to go to that particular person. Now I'm gonna stay as I'm gonna try to be as vague as possible to avoid anything. So that's why I'm not using names like I've mentioned before. And he also makes you sign up for a acting class. It was a $500 acting class where I learned close to nothing. Every single week we learned about improv and things like that, which did help, I guess, if you were a beginner, but I am not at that level. And so when I asked which class I should take, he responded, everybody needs to take this class in order to sign with the agency, which I, at the time, did not know that, but you do not need an acting class in order to get into an agency. Now, do they need to know how you act? Sure, obviously. Do you maybe have to perform a monologue before submitting an audition? Yes, but every agency is different, so it completely varies depending on what type of agency you want. Do you want a modeling agency? Do you want an acting agency? In order to figure that out, you need to do your proper research. Google is at our fingertips. All we need to do is type in agencies near Atlanta, Georgia, agencies near LA. That's all you need to do. And there's a plethora of really good agencies right then and there. Click on their website, figure out what you need to do for the submissions, and go based off of that. And I'll list a lot of other things in here, like the comp card that you'll need. You'll need a portfolio. I personally have an online portfolio, but I'm working on my physical copy. The reason that I have an online portfolio is because I started this whole thing during the COVID and nobody was accepting physical portfolios at the time. So I moved all my stuff online. Anyway, and things like that. You'll need digitals. I'll show you guys about digitals. And everything like that. And so it was just very, very interesting to me that he made me go through this whole process of you need to do this and this and this and then we'll sign you. But that's not true. Agencies are looking to see your potential. They're not looking for somebody who already is established. Now, if you are established, great. That saves us so much time because now they will get you the connections that you can get. If you don't have headshots, yes. Okay, if you don't have headshots, yes, go get headshots before submitting to an agency. That would be preferred. However, I already had agency standard headshots, but they just wanted me to get headshots through their little family, if that makes sense. So that is that tangent, but basically just make sure that before you join an agency, make sure that they don't try to scam you out of everything that you have. You shouldn't have to break the bank just to submit to an agency. Next up, finding agencies that are right for you. Now, like I mentioned before, doing a simple Google search can already give you a variety of A-quality agencies in your area. I know in Atlanta, there's a lot of really good agencies up here. But when it comes to finding the agency that's right for you, it really varies because there's tons of different agencies. You can find an agency that's strictly modeling, an agency that's strictly acting. Typically, it's not usually like that. They kind of dabble in a little bit of everything. I personally am under a non-exclusive agency with modeling and an exclusive agency with acting. Now, the reason that I'm able to do that is because I worked in agreement with my agencies and I was able to get that secure, and that's what I'm able to do. But that's not the case for all agencies. So remember that. When you sign a non-exclusive contract, basically what you're saying is that you can be under other agencies, but it's completely up to your agent if that's okay or not. Now, if you sign an exclusive contract, you are under that agency. And that's why this exclusive contract that I'm under is my number one priority. I put them above everything else. So when it comes to acting opportunities, when it comes to modeling opportunities, any sort of opportunity that comes my way thanks to this agent, I will put her needs above anybody else's needs, because, you know, you have to understand that there is that sort of agreement when you sign an exclusive contract. Now, finding an agency that's right for you. That completely, like I said, varies on what you're trying to do. How serious do you want to take your career? You know, if you're really serious about your career, then you need to go for that high-end agency. If you know that you have everything prepared and you know that you have, you know, your comp card established, you know that you have a portfolio, you know that you have your digitals, and you're able to go ahead and do that, then go for that agency. Now, you also have to make sure that for acting, you need to have an acting reel. Now, this has been difficult for me over the years because in order to have an acting reel, you need to be in things. But in order to be in things, you need to have an acting reel. So I feel like it's a constant battle back and forth. Like, well, yes, I want to have an acting reel to show you, but I don't have any work because I haven't been able to, you know what I mean? So in order to get that work established, what I would personally do as a small girl from Illinois, not really being born into Hollywood or anything, get a couple of your friends together, put on a show, put on a good production. You know, if you have to pay a team of people, I know in Atlanta there's a lot of services for that, a team of people to shoot something that looks like a minute long, like I would say 30 seconds to a minute long, worth of your pure raw acting, you're good, you know? And you can use that towards your, it's called a speed scene. It's not necessarily an acting reel, it's like a speed reel. So it's like a mock reel, but it will work in most circumstances. So just definitely make sure that you have those things. And as I mentioned before, so I'm actually gonna leave a list of things right here that you can go ahead and Google research real quick to get a good description and more in depth with what you need to be a successful actor and model. So this is the actor stuff that you'll need, along with the modeling things. Moving right along. Okay, I accidentally bumped my equipment. No, I hate when this happens. All right, next, and this is actually one of the last things I'll talk about. So next, you need working on social media. You need to have a good established social media presence. Now, I know that a lot of people don't necessarily like being on social media, but it is a necessity if you want to be within this career. It's how I found the majority of my work. Now, a lot of the work that I have found has been on my own because I am, I work for myself, so I am, what's the word? It's like self something. I am self-discovered, I guess. But I have a lot of people who will comment on my posts. Like, it started with me just taking professional photos with my camera that I got, and I learned my camera, and I would take pictures of myself, and I do a lot of cosplay as well. And I just found like actual photographers that wanted to work with me through social media. Now, please, 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 please be careful when you do that, because you never know who is reaching out to you. So make sure that they have a good established social media page along with a good portfolio and a website. A website is also preferred unless you're doing a TPF. I think that, or TFP, I forget what it's called, but I'll put it up here. And this basically is when you work for free, or maybe you're compensated for something along the way, but it's basically just like a, hey, you help me, I help you type thing. I see that you're trying to build your portfolio, let's build it together, because I'm also trying to build my portfolio. So I did a lot of those at the start of my career, and those would basically just help me a lot when it came to just putting out content and getting a following. Now, TikTok is actually my #1 following. I have almost 20,000 followers on TikTok. On Instagram, I need to see more love on my Instagram because I'm not getting all the love, but it's okay because I'm still building my social media, And that's the mentality you have to have. You have to have a good mentality and a good outlook on things, because if you sit there being like, well, how do I have this high of account for this and a low, and I don't have that kind of support over here, and that's going to stop you from your creative mindset, and you're going to start to get in this sort of writer's block where you don't want to perform, or you don't want to entertain people anymore, because you don't want to create, because you don't have a huge following. So I wouldn't get too like down about that, and be a good sport on social media as well. Support the other models that you see. Comment, like, engage when you post things on your Snapchat story. You know, the number one way to engage is by sharing posts, by other people sharing your posts. So encourage your friends and family to share your posts and to get your name out there. Like, you know, so if people are always like, oh, remember me when you're famous, but they aren't there to support you along the way. So just remember that. Another thing is a backdrop. You see I have this backdrop. It actually just came in the mail today. It's a blue backdrop that I use for my self-tapes. Well, I will be using for my self-tapes. And on the other side is a green background. I can use it for a green screen, or I could use it because green is the color of my eyes. And when I have green in the background, it reflects off of my eyes, gives me a more natural and like a real look. And I like it a lot. And so, you know, having a good backdrop from when you do self-tapes. Self-tapes is a whole nother video. If you want me to make a video about self-tapes, please comment down below. I'll probably be doing that soon as well. But just putting out content and telling others of how to be a part of the industry is something that I'm very passionate about. And it's what I like to make videos about, you know? And so if I have all this knowledge, I want to share it with other people. It's something that I really want to do. So that's what I'm here to do. So yeah, working on social media, just please be careful with what you post. You know, what you post will follow you forever. And, you know, even though, like, I know being a kid, you know, you'd put stuff out on the internet not realizing what you're saying for like the shock value, or you're just trying to be funny, but you don't realize you're funny because you're a middle schooler and you're stupid. And that stuff can really follow you forever. So you have to be careful. And if your Instagram, like, I know I don't really like social media personally. I think it's more damaging than anything. But I am a heavy presence on social media because I know that it is my job, and I look at it as such when it comes to Instagram. TikTok, I actually really like TikTok. I have fun on TikTok, and I have fun here too, talking to you guys. But Instagram, like, it's my job. I post pictures, I engage with others, and I hope that other people like what I put out. Like, it is nice to see that sort of engagement. So just be careful for creeps, be careful for brand ambassadors, to sum it up. Look for the right agency that's for you. Make sure that you have what I listed. I'll also list it in the description below. And overall, just be safe out there, guys, and kill the game. You got this. Anybody can be a model. Don't think that you can't be because you're, you know, shorter than 7'8", or not 7'8". Oh, jeez. Yeah, I don't think anyone's taller than 7'8", but like, you know, shorter than 5'8". I'm actually right there. I'm at 5'8", so I'm like, ooh, I am 5'8", but like, you know. But don't think that you can't be a model. Don't let that stop you. Don't ever let that stop you. Love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. I'm so happy to be back, and all the support that's on my channel. I have 1,000 followers. I was like, what? I got 1,000 followers? But I just love all you guys so much. And I look forward to talking to you guys very, very soon. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you later.